Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear listeners, and the message, it comes from a narration of that message that he sent to me. The narration, it reads like this. Hello, my brother, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I have come here on your platform because I am looking for any kind of help that I can get. I am tired because of this sleep paralysis and me constantly seeing this angel, this being that I keep on saying that represent an angel that comes and suffocates me with its own wings. I have come here to confess the things that I did for me to be where I am right now. And I am not proud. I do not feel proud about the things that I did. So when I came here to South Africa, I struggled a lot because I did not know anyone. I struggled because I didn't know anyone at all. I was staying with one of my friend. So my friend, he was married and he's still married. So he had these 2 rooms that he was renting. So he offered me one of the rooms, but I did not feel comfortable at all staying with my friend because I felt as if I was invading his privacy and his wife's privacy, even though they were really good people. But the situation forced me to keep on looking for work until I started working with this other young man who had his own sister. So one day the sister called me and that young man, and the sister said, I want to give you an idea. How about you go into the farms? Then when you are in the farms, then you'll be able to get a job, because here in the location it is going to be very difficult for you to get a job. So we then were given some money so that we can find an accommodation. We then went to the farms. Whilst we were working on the farms, what we were doing was that at the farm where we were working, those red chili, that is what was being cultivated at that farm. So what you will do is that when you would go to work, there are these crates that they load the tomatoes. So you had to fill up that crate with those red chilies, the small ones, and it was very difficult. So if you could not fill enough crates on that day, then you will know that you won't get the money for the full day's work. You were going to get like for the half a day. It was a very difficult job to do, but we kept on doing it because life was still very hard. We were getting paid each and every fortnight. After 2 weeks, that was when we will get our salary. So after 2 weeks, we then went to this other prophet. We had heard about that prophet. Then we went and we spoke with that prophet. So this prophet then said that for me to assist you, yes, I can assist you, but you need to give me some money. The prophet claimed that this money that we were supposed to give him, it was the money that was going to make the Holy Spirit to come down from heaven so that the Holy Spirit can bless me and that young man. And he said, if you cannot do that, then I cannot assist you. As for me, I then said, fine, I have struggled enough. Let me just do what I have to do. So I ended up giving that prophet the money. It was quite a lot of money. The young man, he said, no, I do not want to waste my money on this prophet. So this prophet then said, I have seen that you are a man of faith, and by your faith, the Holy Spirit is going to bless you. Then I kept on going to that prophet until he told me that I was about to get employed, and after I would have gotten employed like permanently by this other white man, I was supposed to return back to him. So after I had been hired by this other farmer so that I can become his gardener, then I returned back to that prophet and I spoke with him. So the prophet said, you see, the thing that I want you to do, I want you to get some of your boss's hair, like white people, usually their hair, it just falls off. So he told me that I needed to look properly. If I was given a task like to clean the car, I have to check everywhere in the car. If I find any human hair on the seat or anywhere else, I was supposed to collect it. And he was going to mix with some of his charms and the holy prayers. Then I was going to drink the holy prayers, including the hair. Then this was going to give me some good luck, because he said that white people, when they are born with their natural luck, like financially they are blessed. So we were going to take some of those blessings from my boss so that I can be blessed again financially. So whilst I was working for my boss, whenever I would clean the car, I would make sure that I pick up the pieces of hair that would have fallen from his wife, since the wife really had long hair. So this is what I was doing. But he said that I want you to make sure that you do not pick up the hair that belongs to a cat or to a dog. So my boss and his wife, they both had golden hair. As for the dogs, the dog was black, and as for the cat, it was white. So I knew that the golden hair, it belonged to my boss or to his wife. So I kept on picking this hair until I returned back to him. After I had returned back to that prophet, that was when he mixed the human hair with some of the prayers, and he told me that it was time for me to drink it, and I kept on drinking it. And the moment that I drank this holy water that was mixed with my boss's hair, I saw that I now had what we can say spiritual good luck. Wherever I would go to, the white people, they were always like trying to offer me a job. I still remember that my boss, he had a very small business. What we'll do is that we would go to Afrox, then we would buy some gas bottles, then we will later resell those gas bottles. So we would go into the neighborhoods where a lot of people were staying, then we would exchange the empty gas bottles. We would be given those empty gas bottles by our customers, then we will give them the brand new. So my boss, usually he would reconnect the gas bottles through to the stove. So you know, these white people, whenever they meet with each other, then they'll just have a small chat, just having a cup of tea. So my boss, after he had fixed this other stove and I was waiting for him outside, he was busy speaking with that man, the customer. So that white man, he then went out of his house, and he left his wife with my boss. They were busy having their chat over a cup of coffee. And when he came outside, he was speaking on his phone. Then he saw me as I was waiting for my boss, just standing by the car. He walked to where I was, and that man said, "When I look at you, I see that you are such a hard worker, and I want you to work for me. Is it even possible that you can work for me?" And I said, "Indeed, yes, I do want a job." Then that man said, "Okay, in the future, I might have a job for you." So he said, "I want you to give me your numbers." So I gave him my numbers, and I also took his own phone numbers. But later on, I forgot about everything. Then I just forgot about that man. So when I wanted someone to hire me who was going to give me a better pay, that was when I remembered about that white man who had once offered me a job. So I then took his number and I called him, and he said, "Oh, indeed, you are still here. I thought that you had returned back to your country. Okay, it is fine. Is it possible that if I send a ticket for you, then you can come to Cape Town?" Because he was now based in Cape Town. I said, "Definitely, I can come." So he booked like a city to city, those buses for me, and I got onto the bus, and that is how I found myself being in Cape Town. So I kept on getting these favors from different white men. And even when it comes to women, I usually date women that are very rich. But what pains me the most is that ever since I came to South Africa, I have not yet managed to return back home. Not because I do not have money. I do have a good salary, but all of my money, and like when someone gives me a favor and offers me a high paying job, at the end of the day, I do not use that money for anything that is meaningful. It's either I'll be dating these very wealthy girls that are born into wealthy families and they don't give me anything. I just make them to fall in love with me because of the good luck that I have. And when they fall in love with me, then I have to make sure that I impress them. There was once a girl who was working at this other embassy that I started dating. Since I wanted to impress her, I will take her to your 5-star hotels, then we will stay there and we'll be chopping my small salary that I'll be getting. Then after a few days, it will be gone. That is the life that I am living, and it pains me the most. And the other thing that happens is that I struggle a lot with sleep paralysis, and it is not just your sleep paralysis. I even see an angel, a being that walks into that room that I will be sleeping. Then this angel, it will come on top of me, then it will wrap me inside inside its wings as if the wings are a coffin. So this is the thing that is making me to suffer. I don't know if there is any solution to my problem. As for that prophet, all that I know is that I met this prophet when I was still staying in Bela Bela, in an area that is called Bela Bela. That is a very long time ago, my brother. This man, I do not even remember his name anymore because I was still new in that community. All that I wanted was his assistance, but now I am suffering. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by our dear brother. Strange things do happen in this world.